Good morning, fellow travelers. It is day 3 of my cruise, and we are in San Diego. The immigration thing was kind of weird. So I've already had breakfast. Luckily, the Horizon Court, their buffet, opens at 6:30. I was supposed to be down in, it was the Wheelhouse Bar, where we were supposed to meet for the immigration thing. So I was there after breakfast, and the first thing they told us was, okay, we're going to walk you all off the ship, and then you can't get back on till at least 10:30 when everybody's finished. Of course, since I'm supposed to be at a shore excursion in the Princess Theater at 8:30, that was going to be a problem. And there were some other passengers there who were also on shore excursions and were going to have to do the same thing. So I was not ready to get off the ship at that point, because while I had my passport with, I didn't have my cameras and everything. They were recording the sunrise. She was able to call the shore excursion people and verify that what they want is for you to follow the directions that are on your shore excursion ticket after all, and they will walk us as a group for the shore excursion through immigration, and then you go off the ship. And so that will work out a lot better. So I suddenly have about an hour to kill before I get off the ship and do the trolley hop-on hop-off tour. I have done that before as a shore excursion for a cruise. The hop-on hop-off has a circuit. Once you go through the whole thing, you can hop-on hop-off anywhere on the route. And so it's really nice to sort of take the whole route and see where everything you might want to go and revisit is, and then go and revisit it. And then you can hop on and hop off, and you'll sort of know where everything is and where you should be picked up and where you should be dropped off and that sort of thing. We don't have to be back on the ship until 9:30 p.m., which is amazing because, you know, it's only 7:30 and people are able to get off right now. So that's a nice long visit to San Diego.
On your right-hand side is the organ Pavilion. This is now the world's largest outdoor pipe organ with 5,018 pipes. Full of them. I'll pull over if you want to get a picture. Its first concert was New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1914. You get free concerts every Sunday at 2 p.m. I think you might get a free concert today, too. Looks like he's going to be rehearsing. Again, donated by John Spreckles to the 1915 Exposition. The building and the pipe together cost him $100,000. That's a lot of money in 1915. That would be several $1 million. Oh, that's beautiful. Margarita for you guys for So on your right hand side is a beautiful house.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
I love that house. Look at this tree in the front yard. It's a magnolia. It's the second oldest magnolia tree in California. Now we're in the historic Gaslamp Quarter. It takes up 16.5 city blocks. 4th Avenue run right now, 5th Avenue to your left, the most popular, and 6th Avenue. Now we call this the historic Gaslamp Quarter because we have down here 94 buildings over 100 years old. Now those were built in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, so that's historic. Gas lamps downtown San Diego did not get electricity until 1886. So beginning in 1881, they began installing gas lamps down here. And they would fire these up just prior to sunset. And that would provide much needed light in the downtown area. Clement, Tony Curtis, Marilyn Monroe, 1959. Look at the mounds of sand on the beach. Each is a letter. What's it spelled? Coronado. Coronado. It's amazing what Mother Nature can do with wind. And she can spell.
Yeah.
You see the trees out in front? Very tall trees? They're called star pines. But they're not real pine trees. But they are original landscape. They were planted as very, very small trees in 1888. One of them has a plaque right next to it. And it's going to read, first outdoor Christmas tree in the United States of America with electric Christmas lights. And the date's on it, December 24th, 1904. Wow. That makes for a great photo.
Butterfly? Yes. Blown away. Blown away. Okay. Butterfly. It's a brain booster. Butterfly tea is a brain booster. Chinese use this over century. Yeah, over 1 century. Chinese use this for a herbal balance tea. Okay, I'm going to use it. Okay. Then simple syrup. Simple syrup. Yes, they're all similar with the green tea. Organic, caffeine free. Then the Henry's cream. Oh, like a waterfall. Oh la la. Boom. That's it. Simple and refreshing bottle. You good? Excellent.
This is the competitive side of me.
Okay, I'm going to finish it in front of you again. So you can watch it. This magic cocktail.
Get this t-shirt that says, oh my goodness, I would have had to start at the beginning and have a couple every day, or I would be under the bed. I'm doing another cruise on this ship, so that's the only reason. So oh, you want to back to that? No, I was before we started this, but in 5 days I'm coming back. Oh, nice. I was going to do the wolf cruise. I wanted to be a lead mirage. It's nice to be a lead then, yes, I agree. Because I wanted the free. So I got all these cruises and I have my so
Alright, I'm going to finish it here. There we go.
So you're solo on this? No, actually a friend just come on the last minute. But I went with a friend on September 25th to the 30th, and I took a cruise
Hey, there we
from the
go.
30th to the 4th, and I did back to back from the 4th to the 9th.
man.
Then there's
Going to finish it in front of you again.
another 5 days.
Then
This
pour
is
it.
the best part.
Hold it here. Abracadabra. Parang, okay. It's changed color. There's the magic bottle. The reason why it changes color because of this stable enzyme that when it contacts to citrus, it reacts and changes color. And that's the butterfly, the abracadabra of the capital world, from Shalala. Here we go, from the mountain of Shalala. There we go. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Hello, Solo Sue here, and this is the end of day 3. We were in San Diego, and it's been a good day. So the immigration thing was kind of funky, and I mentioned that before. So the plan, I guess, was that people were going to go down at their assigned times to wherever they were told to go, and then they were all going to walk off or be walked off with whoever was in charge of that particular area, and then walked through immigration, and then they weren't supposed to get back on the ship until 10:30 when everybody had been cleared. That's not really what happened to a number of people. Apparently that wasn't communicated as well as it should be. So if you had a shore excursion, you were supposed to follow the instructions that were on your shore excursion ticket, which was, what a set time, and you were supposed to meet in a set location. It was not the same thing as the immigration, and they sort of confused a lot of people because, when you get something at the beginning with your tickets, you think that's the plan, and then later on they're like, oh no, you have to do this, and it was confusing for a lot of people. I talked to several people, and they were agreeing that it was pretty confusing if you had a shore excursion. So I think that's something that Princess needs to really sort of work on, the communication, to let people know that, okay, if you have a shore excursion, follow the ticket instructions. But if you don't, then you need to follow this procedure. And that would probably help a lot of people. So anyway, we got through it. When I went to the Princess Theater to meet for the shore excursion, that was fine. So we met in the Princess Theater, and they give you little stickers to go on your clothes that say what group you're in. It's a number and a color. I was yellow 2. And so they had us walk down to we walked down to 5 midships and got off the ship as a group. And we went back into the building where they normally do the security checks and stuff like that. And they had the immigration people set up. They had the switchback line with the ropes, and we weren't a very big group. We were like 30 or so at most. And so we all, waited in line and eventually got our chance to go and talk to the immigration person. They directed us out to, if you've ever been to the San Diego port, you know that it's really like right up there on the street. It's amazing that you can get the ship just right up there, and you just walk down and you're on the boulevard basically. And so they had the trolley parked there, and the first people who got in were the lucky ones, because as we were getting in, he told us, okay, you want to sit on it's the right side of the trolley. And that's where most of the stuff that he's going to point out are going to be. There's some things on the left, but most of it's on the right. And after the right side filled up, then he stopped saying that because people were still getting on and they didn't have a choice anymore. We drove around Coronado. We drove to Balboa Park. We drove through the Gaslamp District. And we got a really good tour. Now, I was under the impression that afterwards it would convert to just being able to hop on and hop off, but he didn't tell us, any directions or anything on how to do that. And at one point he actually stopped at one of the stops, which was, I think it was the normal for Little Italy. That's where it was. And he had to stop, and then he had to tell the people who were waiting on the benches there that this was a private tour and they couldn't just hop on. Because normally you could, I've done that tour before, as I mentioned, that you can just, whatever trolley pulls up, you can just get on, and then you can get off at one of the stops, and then you come by later and they'll be by again. I can't remember how often they ran. I was thinking it was like every half an hour or something. It was pretty reasonable. But yeah, so he did the whole tour, and then he brought us back to the ship, and that was it. And then I was like, well, I think I'm going to try and do some time-lapse photography and see how that goes, right? And I'm pretty happy with it, so we'll see how you guys like it. I was facing the midway my balcony faces where the midway is. And it also, I pointed the camera so that you could see sort of a combination of what's going on with the people on the midway and the parking lot below it, but you can also see all the marine traffic. And so I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know in the comments if you liked the time lapse. Let's see. Oh, I had cocktails. So when you get back on the ship, it's on deck 5, I think. Yeah. And right around the corner is the Good Spirits Bar. It's Good Spirits at Sea is what it is, and I gather it's somehow related to the TV show Good Spirits, only they've sort of done a version for the ocean liners, and they had a bartender who does specialty drinks. They have a whole special menu that you can only get these drinks in this bar, and it was really fun. Some of these drinks were quite unusual, and apparently there's this thing where if you, and it doesn't have to be on the same cruise, thank God, but if you drink or order all 10 of the drinks, you get a t-shirt for completion or something like that. So yeah, several of the people at the bar were apparently planning on doing that over several cruises. But it was really fun, and I'll have, I had the video of the drink that I ordered, and it was very nice. I liked it a lot. And it was a gin-based drink, and I don't normally drink gin, so I was kind of surprised that I liked it as much as I did. So, and then dinner was actually, I think I was going to do pizza, but I met a lady in the bar, and we, hit it off talking, and she invited me to come and join her and her friend for dinner, and so I went to the Da Vinci dining room and had dinner, and that was very good too. Tomorrow is Ducky Day. I meant to do this earlier, but it's just not happened, and so I'm going to assemble the ducks tomorrow, and I'm going to hide them all over the ship, and it may be that they're going to be found by the next set of cruisers instead of this set for the most part, but it depends on how good I hide them and if anyone's actually looking for them, I guess. What else can you do? Solo Sue signing out.